Hi everyone, good morning. Welcome to another workout on the mat with me, Caitlin from Pilates for Life. It's a pretty horrible day out there, so I've changed my position to try and capture the best lighting in my studio. So enjoy the view of my fridge. Today we're going to do a workout inspired by Joseph Pilates' original classical mat work exercises. So we're going to do some of the original ones and then some adaptations. So you should get a good challenge from this and you should get nice and warm, and it won't be particularly long. I'm guessing maybe 20-25 minutes. So we're going to start in standing with feet hip width apart and parallel, and all you need to do is your mat and maybe a pillow or a folded towel. So start with arm circles. Inhale, forward, exhale, wide. Feel the ground beneath your feet. Feel connected to the floor. Feel the space between your shoulders and your ears, and reverse. So I'm going to do a couple more of these and I'm going to change my position to the top of my mat for the roll down. So do one more. And then on your next one, circle the arms, nod the chin and come into your roll down. So remember, the point of the roll down is to mobilize your spine. Soften your knees as much as you need to for this. I wonder if you can even hear the music. The rain is so loud. Soften the knees. Last one. And this time, we're going to walk ourselves out into our plank position, hands under shoulders. Nice long straight line, drawing the tummy in, pulling the shoulders back away from your ears to do leg pull front. Take the weight onto one foot, lift the other and point the toes, and you rock forwards and back on the standing foot. Change feet. Now watch the hips here. You don't want them to lift or to sag. Let's do two more. Last one. Bring your knees to the mat and just take a quick rest position. We're going to go right into the 100. And after the 100, we're going to do our roll up. So for your 100, let's come into it from a sitting position. Let's roll back until we hit the bottom of the rib cage. Keep the head and neck up. Bring your legs to your tabletop position. So you can have knees hip width apart and parallel. Lengthen your legs out if you want. Lift the arms to hip height and pump in 2, 3, 4, 5. Out 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathe in through the nose. Out through the mouth. Nice strong beats from the shoulders. Halfway. Keep squeezing your seat, squeezing your inner thighs. Two more. Bring the knees into the chest, bring the head down. All right, for our roll up. So you're going to nod the chin, curl up into your sitting position. I'm going to move down my mat a little bit. And let's straighten out the legs, feet and legs hip width apart and parallel. Let's reach through the heels, arms in front of the chest. Tuck the chin, tuck your tailbone. Let's go about halfway down to the mat and breathe in as you hold. And then exhale up. We're going to go back a little further. So let's see if we can get that tailbone fully on the mat this time. Breathe in and then exhale up. This time low back on the mat. Really pull the belly button in all the way down this time. We're going to circle the arms. Now exhale up. So it's exhale all the way down. The head comes back. Inhale, circle, nod the chin, exhale up. Remember, it's a continuous cycle of movement. We do not rest on the mat. Lift up tall into neutral at the top. You should be getting warm now. It's quite biblical outside, the rain is. And let's do one more. Super job. All right, we're going to come down onto the mat now. And we're going to do a little bit of what they call the stomach series. So you can guess what that's all about. So I've got my pillow under the back of my head. And we're going to start in neutral spinal position with single leg circles. So for your single leg circles, we'll start with the right leg. Your left leg can be anchored to the floor like this, with the foot flexed and you're pressing down. If you can't keep a neutral pelvis in that position, then you bend the knee. So bending the knee is better for me. Right leg comes up. Let's turn that knee out a few degrees. And remember, we're keeping the pelvis anchored to the mat. We go across the center line, circle down to the outside and up. So let's go, inhale across and down, exhale to bring that leg back. Now, if you want to breathe in the opposite way, that is fine, as long as it's helping you do the exercise and to anchor the back of the pelvis. So we do 5 in each direction. I've got one more in this direction, across, down, out, and up, and then reverse. If you want to make it more challenging, you can lift your arms off the mat. The bigger the circle, the more challenging it is. The smaller the circle, the easier. 2 more. Last one. Bring that leg down. Let's reset. So you can stretch the right leg out and anchor it, or you can keep the knee bent. Bring the left leg up. Make sure your pelvis is neutral and anchored to the mat. Turn the knee out a few degrees. And remember, arms up or arms on the mat. Let's go across, down, out, and up. So we're doing 5. That's 3. 2 more in this direction. Last one in this direction. And then reverse, out, down, across the center line and up. Control the size of your circle. Keep your pelvis nice and still. I've lost count. I'm going to do one more. And bring that leg down. Great job. So now we're going to go for our single leg stretch and our double leg stretch. So let's bring the legs up into the double knee fold. Curl up. Let's pull that right knee in. Slide the right hand to the ankle. Stretch the left leg out and swap. So you can stretch out to 45 degrees or a little bit lower. The upper body stays nice and still. No twisting, no drooping. That is the challenge. Move the legs, move the arms without moving the spine and the pelvis. 4, 3, elbows wide, 2, last 1. Let's keep the legs up, bring the head down for a moment, just give the neck a little rest. And we'll go into our double leg stretch. So the double leg stretch, if it's too much to do arms and legs, then you can separate them, do either arms or legs. So we come into our double knee fold. Knees are hip width apart, feet are together. Curl up, bring your arms up to the outside of your knees. So let's do legs first. Squeeze, stretch the legs out, and bring them back. Let's do that again. Squeeze and stretch out, and return. Now the arm movement, we lift and circle. Inhale, lift. Exhale, circle. Put them together. Inhale, stretch. Exhale, circle. You're squeezing towards an imaginary center line. 3 more. Last one. Knees in and head down to the mat. All right, so our next one, let's see, we need to do straight legs. So legs in a double knee fold and then stretch them up to the ceiling. We're going to walk up the right leg as we curl the upper body off the mat. Pull the right leg till you stretch the left leg away. Have you figured out yet why it's called the stomach series? Legs stay nice and straight. No twisting of the leg. Keep the knee pointing up to the ceiling as you stretch the leg out. Let's do 4 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's again leave those legs up. Bring the head down for a moment. Your neck is definitely going to get stronger doing this. So now we've got the crisscross, which is kind of a combo of a single leg stretch and an oblique crunch. So, sounds fun, doesn't it? So legs in a double knee fold, hands behind the head, and you're going to curl the upper body up off the mat. So let's twist to one side as you draw the knee in, twist, come back up to the center, twist to the other side. So let's separate the movements. Up high in the center, twist. Up high in the center, twist. Up high in the center, twist. After this one, we're going to double time it. So we go twist, 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 twist for 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then let's rock up to sitting. Ooh, I am very warm now. All right, it's a good challenge. Okay, so let's bring ourselves into a sitting position to do spine stretch forward. So I'm going to face you guys now. All right, so legs are hip width apart or a little bit wider. Arms out in front. And we're going to round the spine. Nod the chin. Make sure you tuck the pelvis. Keep rounded as you come forwards, closing the space at the front of the hips. And then bring yourself back and sit up nice and tall. Yes, you should be feeling the stretch in the hamstrings. Round the spine, stay rounded, come forwards, keep pulling the belly button in. Pull back, lift up tall. I'll do it from the side so you can see what's happening with the spine. Round, keep reaching through the heels, belly button pulling back. Return and lift up tall. Try to relax the shoulders. We'll do 2 more. Last one. And lift up tall. Okay, so we're nicely prepared now to do some open leg rocker. I really like open leg rocker. I know it's not everybody's favorite, but the rolling exercises are fun and they're all about control. So we're going to start with a kind of open leg rocker prep. So feet hip width apart and parallel, arms in front of the chest. I want you to tuck your pelvis without collapsing your chest. And now bend the knees and slide the legs back. Now you're balancing on your sit bones. Let's hold on to the legs here. Stretch that right leg straight, then bend the knee. Try and keep the chest lifted. Stretch the left leg straight. Bend the knee, let go of the legs, stretch them out, and sit up tall. So we're going to tuck the pelvis without collapsing the chest. Bend the knees, bring those legs back. Let's bring the hands to the legs here. Stretch the right, stretch the left, and then slide them out and sit up tall. Okay, this time we're going to work our way into the full exercise. So tuck the pelvis, bend the knees, slide the legs back. So this time let's bring the legs on the inside, the arms on the inside, stretch, and then the other leg. Now we're going to try both at the same time. So it doesn't matter where you're holding on the legs, wherever you can, stretch both. And bring them down. So we're going to go for the full exercise now. So let's stretch those legs out. Hold on wherever you can. The key is to keep the arms completely straight and the legs in the position that they're at, and just change the spine. So we tuck the chin, tuck the pelvis, allow the spine to round and roll back. Roll up, lift the chest to put the brakes on. and tuck and round to roll back. Lift the chest to put the brakes on. Round the spine to enter the exercise. Ooh, almost lost it there. Let's do about 3 more. I want you to keep your legs really active here. Pull the tummy in. Last one. Lift the chest to stop, and let's bring the feet down. Good stuff. I hope you enjoyed that. All right, so let's move on to some corkscrew prep. So corkscrew is an original classical mat exercise. We're going to do the prep for that. All right, so bring yourself down onto the mat. I've got the pillow behind my head. Arms are going to be on the mat down by your sides. And you know, like when we do the rollover, when we do this one, that's kind of part of the corkscrew. So you're going to use those arms, press those corkscrew arms down onto the mat, like chest expansion. So legs reach up, both legs reach up. We're going to glue them together. And we're going to sort of circle the legs. I like to think of it as kind of creating a U shape. So let's pull in. So that's tucking the pelvis. And let's circle to one side, reach those legs away, circle around to the other, and then lift up in the center. Out to the right, circle around, and back up. So if you want, you can work on getting a little bit of a lift off in the seat. So I like to use the inhale to reach away, the exhale to lift and put the brakes on. Remember, press those arms down into the mat. Almost there. Keep squeezing the legs together. We'll do one more in each direction. Last one. And bring the knees to the chest. Woo, that was good. Okay, so let's, I think we're going to do some side lying now. I have my little sheet here to remind me. Oh, we're going to do saw prep, and then we're going to do some prone and then side lying. So saw prep. Saw is the one where you rotate and you kind of sawing with the arm. So we're going to do a kind of version of that that's a little more accessible. I've got a hair issue. So feet are a little bit wider than hip width apart. Legs are straight, reaching through your heels. Arms in front of the chest. Let's sit up tall, rotate to one side. Keep those sit bones down. Nod the chin and round the spine, and then keep that belly button in as you reach over the leg. Bring yourself back and restack the spine. Rotate to the other side. Nod the chin and roll down. And then reaching forward over the leg. Lift, twist, and roll down. Lift, twist, and roll down. So if you want to give the full exercise a go, you take your arms a bit wider. You're going to lift, and as you roll down that front arm, the pinky finger is reaching to the pinky toe, and the back arm is reaching back. Lift up, twist to the other side, pinky finger to pinky toe, back arm reaches back. Keep the sit bones down. Lift and twist. One more to each side. Last one. And bring the arms down. All right. So, forgot what we have next, Cobra. So coming onto your front, lying face down on your mat, bring your arms alongside your mat. Oh my gosh, I can feel those stomach muscles. They need this, they're tight. All right, so arms wider than the mat. legs wider than hip width apart, and we'll turn the heels in. Pull your belly button in. Remember, if you have low back problems, put like a folded towel, a flat one, underneath your pelvis, just below your belly button to support that low back. All right, pulling the belly button up, pressing the pubic bone down, roll your marble. As you exhale and lengthen the spine, press into the hands and open the hips. Oh, goodness. That's a big stretch for the front of the body today. Try and keep the space between your shoulders and your ears here. And remember, the head movement in Cobra is never really as much as you think it should be. It's probably only about a third of what, or half of what, your full head and neck movement are. Starting to feel a bit better. Let's do 2 more. Remember, you just want to adjust those arms into a position where you're able to straighten them. So either taking them wider or taking them a little further away from you. Oh, there we go. Elbows down and come all the way down to the mat. Excellent. Okay, so we're going to do our side lying the kind of original way, which is without pillows and kind of propping yourself up on your elbow. So it's a little tricky for me on this side because of my shoulder issue, but I think we'll manage. So we're going to bring those legs forward slightly, so we're in a bit of a banana position. And if you can, just have that top hand on the hip. I'm going to use my hand down here to help support. And we're going to take a Pilates stance. So heels together, toes apart, side passe. Draw the toes up the bottom leg, stretch the leg up, flex the foot and squeeze as you press down. Reach, flex, press down, create tension, create resistance. Squeeze, seat and inner thigh. Stretch, flex and press. 2 more. And then we're going to do some big circles. Last one, stretch, flex, and press all the way down. So for our big circles, we're going to keep the body still. Make sure that you're keeping the turnout in the legs so that as the foot comes down, the heel brushes on the bottom foot. Make sure you're pulling that leg behind you in your big circle, not just taking it in front. Last one in this direction. And then reverse, reach back, lift up, over, forwards and down. So working to keep your waist lifted, to keep your upper body still. Lift. 2 more, lift, up and over. Last one, lift, up and over, and bring it down. So in between sides, let's do our prone beats. Heels together, toes apart, arms in diamond press position, forehead down. Reach your legs, energize them, start to lift them off the mat. Now tap the heels together. Tap, 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 tap. Long straight legs. Tap, 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 tap. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Toe cramp. All right, other side. So I'm going to change sides so I can keep watching you guys, or so you can keep watching me. All right, so propping ourselves up on the elbow, supporting the head with the hand. This side I can do it easily. So I'm going to have the top hand on the hip. And we're going to bring those legs slightly forward, heels together, toes apart, Pilates stance, side passe. Draw the toes up the bottom leg, reach, flex, and squeeze. Squeeze for your life as you bring that leg down. Reach, flex, and press. 2 more. Last one. Great job. Circles now, big circles. Brushing those heels together, so keep the turnout in the feet. Make sure you're reaching that leg behind you, doing your best to keep your body nice and still. Lift and reach back. Lift and reach back and reverse. We're going to go 5. Lift for 4. Tummy in, last 3. Got 2 more. And last one. Squeeze up and over. Great job. All right. Not much left to do now. We're going to do a nice hip roll, and then we're going to finish with seal. So, lying on your back in relaxation position. And for hip roll, if you have it, you can pop your ball in between your knees. If you don't, you could use a towel or do it the old-fashioned way and just squeeze the knees and the feet together like I am. Arms wide, palms face the ceiling. Try and relax the chest. Let's keep those knees and feet together as we rotate the hips to one side. And then back to center. If you do not pay attention, you will end up with big knee separation, which means you are not properly rotating through the hips and the spine. So really be mindful when you do this. I also want you to watch for spinal extension here, this. So try and keep that rib to hip connection so it's pure rotation. We'll do a couple more of these. Last one. And back to center. All right, so carefully bring yourself up into sitting, and we are going to do some seal, some rolling. All right, just move anything off your mat that might be in the way. And make sure I don't roll over my mic thing. So sitting at the end of your mat, you're going to pop your hands through your legs to the outside of your ankles, and then balance up on your sit bones. If you find when you're doing this that you're not getting a good roll, then try it with your feet a little bit higher. So looking down, tuck the pelvis to set off, keep your rounded spine, and roll back up. So round the spine, it's the tip of the pelvis that makes you rock back. So I just keep my eye on the seam of my pants. Because you want to keep the spine rounded to get the best roll. Try not to come out of your roll too early. Let's add some claps from the hips. Roll back and clap. Roll back and clap. 2 more. Last one. That wasn't my best. I'm going to do one more. Got to end on a high note. That was better. Awesome. Thanks for joining me, everyone. I hope it's going well for you at home. Continue to watch this space, and I'll make more videos for you. Keep moving and keep positive. Thanks.